Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Lots that's been going on. We're going to recap exactly what's been happening. Lots of pundits talking about Chelsea, praising Chelsea. Also, Arne Slot is praising Chelsea. So let's go through all the different commentary that's been made and let's give our opinion on it. And like every other time, I want to hear what you guys have to say about it in the comment section. Let me know what you think about all of these comments from the pundits, from Arne Slot, talking about Chelsea in such high manner as well. Let's start with Jamie Carragher. If Palmer was at Liverpool, Slot would be more likely to finish his debut season as a title winner. Palmer is that good, currently averaging more goals involvements per match than Stamford Bridge's greats like Didier, Drogba and Diego Costa. Do you know what? I'd probably agree with this. If Cole Palmer was in Liverpool right now, for argument's sake, he'd definitely start ahead of Szoboszlai. And you put in Cole Palmer mixed in with Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, whoever else they want to play up front, whether it be Jota or whatnot. Then you've got McAllister and Gavenberch. And then you throw in someone like Cole Palmer. I think they definitely become 100% title contenders. If not, they downright just win it. They've got a strong defense with Virgil van Dijk, Konate. They've got the playmaker of Trent Alexander-Arnold. On the left side, they've got Robertson or Tsimikas. They're strong. They're strong. With Cole Palmer, I would have to say they would definitely become the title contenders. Downright title contenders. The favorites to win it. And you know what? A lot of people lately have been saying, oh, Miz, you're doing too much with this Cole Palmer stuff. I'm not. Look, Cole Palmer, honestly, even if he wasn't a Chelsea player, the talent of this particular boy is so evident. It's so clear to see. It doesn't matter if he was a Chelsea player or not. He's a bona fide superstar, man. He is that damn good. There's not a single top team in world football that wouldn't have Cole Palmer starting for them right now. He literally would start for every single one of those top teams right there. He would. I've got no doubts about that. In the Premier League, there's not a single team that he wouldn't start for. And that goes for some of the other top clubs around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know, would Liverpool be downright title favorites if Cole Palmer played for them? I agree with Jamie Carragher. Cole Palmer is an absolute X factor for us. He can single-handedly win matches for us. And this is why he's that damn good. Jamie Carragher, coming into this season, I initially thought it too soon for Chelsea to finish in the top four because the team spirit and connection with the fans was not there. Palmer is the biggest reason my views has changed. Now they can do it. I mean, it's funny. Jamie Carragher earlier on this season, before the season started, was saying, Chelsea, don't worry about whether they can play good football or not. Worry about whether they have enough space in the locker room, in the changing room to fit all of these players. And now look at him talking in such high, respect for Chelsea Football Club. And this is what this player does. One player can change the outlook of the entire team. And this is exactly what's happening. And hopefully, with this upcoming fixtures, thank God international break is over. Football is back, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope that Cole Palmer really, really makes a strong statement over the upcoming matches. I want him to be the main player across some of these tough fixtures that are coming up. But yeah, look, Palmer definitely gives that belief. With a player like him, top four is not too far-fetched. Even though, look, I'm just trying to set the right expectation. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to go out there emotionally hurt myself by thinking that, we must make top four and then I have a meltdown. No, I want to stay away from meltdowns this season, right? This is why I'm like, look, first season under a new manager, new system, totally different to Poch, quite a lot of new players as well. And I think our owners have said it, and Enzo Maresca has said it as well in recent times. We are ahead of our expectations right now. And even the owners didn't expect a flying start like this, where we're still, we're fourth. We're in top four position after the second international break. It almost looks like the owners kind of felt that if we finish fifth or sixth this season, then we build. we start building. But of course, there are fans within the fan base that want the top four right now. Even I do. It's not that I don't want it. It's just I don't want to set crazy expectation. And then I'm put in a corner that, oh, this season is unacceptable if anything less than top four. So this is where I'm coming from. That fifth or sixth is not bad in the first season under a new manager. Then we build on that. However, that doesn't mean let's just aim for fifth or sixth. No, let's try and get the top four if we can. And I think someone like Cole Palmer definitely helps with that. Jamie Carragher, further on, goes to say there is much work to be done by Maresca and Slot to get that far, but I have sneaking feeling that Sunday is the first of many duels between coaches who in time will be going head to head for the biggest prize. And look, this might be the case moving forward. I mean, I don't know how long Pep Guardiola is going to stick around at City. The bottom line is he's probably getting closer to finishing things up, wrapping things up with City, whether that's another season, another couple of seasons, is on the way out. Let's just put it that way. It's not like he's going to stay another 5-6 more seasons, right? So there's going to be big changes in regards to Manchester City, and the shift will change. Manchester City under Pep Guardiola has absolutely dominated the Premier League, right? So that shift will happen. Arteta, if he doesn't win this season, what happens to this Arsenal team? Are they going to slowly start being on the decline, or is Arteta, after Pep leaves, he starts taking over? We'll see. But hopefully by then, Maresca will be truly up and ready. Look, if Arsenal don't win it this season, I think Enzo Maresca should really put himself with the squad that we have. Hopefully we have a very good season, and then we can add a few bits and pieces next season in the summer, and then we really start pushing for the title, and we don't allow Arsenal to just have a smooth run. And I also think someone like Arne Slot, if Liverpool can keep Virgil van Dijk, looks like they're very close to keeping him, to renew his contract. There's talks about Trent Alexander-Arnold on free to Real Madrid, but I think he's probably going to end up staying at Liverpool. Mo Salah could be his last, season, but they might get, they might already have someone who can potentially replace him. Not in terms of the goals and assists that he pumps out, but someone who can still do a job, and then the whole team can basically take up the workload from Mo Salah. So look, Arne Slot as well. Yeah, look, in the future, once again, Jamie Carragher, I agree with him. Maresca and Arne Slot could be hopefully the next big thing in the Premier League in terms of rivalry. Next up, Jamie Carragher goes on to say Chelsea sporting directors Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley made smart move appointing a coach who already knew Palmer from their Manchester City days. Palmer is thriving, and any team with him has a chance. Fully agree, man. Fully agree. Cole Palmer, for me, is an absolute X factor. And him in any of these top four, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Manchester City, if Palmer was in Manchester City, you best believe he's definitely starting, and he's winning matches for Manchester City. Recently, the couple of draws that Manchester City had, someone in the ilk of Cole Palmer could have definitely helped us, especially the one against Newcastle. They lacked creativity, no KDB. It wasn't as if they were missing Rodri in that game. Rodri was not the one that they were missing. They were missing someone like KDB in that game against Newcastle. Someone like Cole Palmer could have been the icing on the cake for Manchester City. So I agree. Once again, I 100% agree with what Jamie Carragher has said in regards to Cole Palmer. Further on, goes on to say, plenty has been said. No, we've not done this. Plenty has been said and written about how the current owners have gone about bringing the glory days back. And no matter what they do from here, I will never agree they were right to sack Tuchel and Maurizio Pochettino. Look, in regards to this, in regards to Thomas Tuchel, I think it was a bit premature from the new owners. I do believe Todd Bowley probably tried his best to keep Thomas Tuchel and then mend that situation between him and Iqbali. I think Iqbali is the one who didn't like Thomas Tuchel. That's probably, in my opinion, a mistake. They should have kept Thomas Tuchel. But Pochettino, look, I never wanted Pochettino to start with. So it was a mistake for them to even hire someone like Pochettino. But I don't think they were completely convinced. They probably took the sporting director's words for it. By the end of it, I was one of the fans, like many that were out there, that if we're not going to get someone elite to replace Pochettino, you might as well just keep him and then see what happens this season. But Thankfully, we've made the change. Maresca seems like someone who's got his head screwed on properly, and it looks like who's a very serious level manager that demands authority and someone who can definitely achieve a lot of success with Chelsea Football Club. So, look, perhaps they've done the right thing. In my opinion, I don't think they did the right thing with Thomas Tuchel, but with Pochettino, I agree. They probably did the right thing there. Jamie Carragher continues to say, Maresca has made an impressive start. The noise about vast spending and a bloated squad with players on extraordinarily long contracts has quietened down. And one of the most impressive aspects of the Italians' first 3 months is that Chelsea resemble a team again. Yeah, look, Enzo Maresca has been phenomenal in press conferences. He's handled all the tough questions in a manner that is, as I said, that brings some level of authority, some level of, when he speaks, you better listen. Like that level of vibe that Enzo Maresca brings, and yeah, now no one really wants to talk too much about the long-term contracts. It's this, that, the other. When you win games, when you start consistently win games, everyone forgets about all the other negativity. And I think, yes, Enzo Maresca has done a fine job, not just on the field, but off the field, press conferences with the media, talking to the fan base, talking to the media representatives. And he's done a fantastic job to make everyone believe that, look, stop focusing on all of these other stuff. Focus on what Chelsea Football Club are doing in terms of performances. So he's right. Now, next up, Arne Slot. He's got a lot of things to say about Chelsea, and looks like he's praising Chelsea. Of course, we're playing Liverpool during the weekend, and it's going to be interesting to see what Slot has to say more in the press conference in regards to Chelsea. But these are some of the stuff that he's said so far. If you look at the league table, it is the biggest challenge so far. Yeah, it's true. For Liverpool, it's the biggest challenge. For us, look, we've played City, but that was way too early in the season. First game. This definitely is a huge challenge for Chelsea Football Club, and at the same time, a huge challenge for Liverpool as well, who haven't really played any top teams as yet. I mean, I don't really consider Man United to be a top team at the moment. But Liverpool as well, after this international break has finished, now till the next international break is absolutely mad for Liverpool as well. Just like us, it's probably even worse for Liverpool, to be honest. Chelsea does really well. So if you look at the league table, then they are the ones that might be our toughest opponent. I agree. But it's not always about the league table. Sometimes it's about the form of the day. It's about their game plan. But it's a challenge, that's for sure. Look, this is going to be a fantastic match. And of course, we're going to talk a lot more in the preview. But all I'm going to say is that we better match up in certain areas. Defensively, I think we're a little bit shaky, and their attack can be very aggressive. Midfield as well. I feel like sometimes the balance in our midfield is not right. And Liverpool, if they get it right on the day, they can really demolish us in midfield. And of course, their defenders are monsters. That's something that we need to worry about from an attacking point of view and from a defensive point of view as well. They are going to cause a lot of problems. So, look, yes, we are their hardest opponent. And look, we've had a good season. It seems like we can score goals. That's one of the things that we can definitely say, that we can hurt opposition. So they better be weary of us. They better not just be too loose, because we will put goals away, and we can put quite a few goals away. So yes, we have some flaws, but equally our strengths are quite brutal. So hopefully, it is set up to be a very, very good match, and we provide them a good challenge, and hopefully we can come on top of this challenge. Arne Slot, we have to take into account the fixture list as well. Now we face even better players, because I agree with you that Chelsea, just like Man United, has a lot of great individuals, which we have to try to manage to control, and that's not what one player does. That's what we have to do as a team, but we must not forget to create our own chances as well, because if you want to win, you need to score as well. Fortunately, good thing for us is that we have players that can score goals. Yeah, look, Liverpool are a well-balanced team, whether it's in attack. Probably midfield is where we can perhaps catch them out, but then our midfield is also imbalanced. McAllister is a superb player. Szoboszlai on his day can be a very, very fine player. Look, they utilize him in a different way, more off the ball work rate of Szoboszlai as opposed to his ball playing ability. Birch has probably been a big find for them, and he's been dominating in that midfield, playing as the deepest midfielder, holding midfielder, and he's doing a fantastic job. So they are far more balanced, I feel, in terms of attack, midfield, defense. We, on the other hand, we've got a very good attack, which can go missing at times with Nicholas Jackson and Madueke, but overall, I think on its day, it's very good. Our X factor is Cole Palmer, undoubtedly. He can create havoc on any given day. And yeah, if we can click all the other parts to a certain level, then perhaps we can do something here. But Liverpool definitely, I feel, are the favourites moving into this particular fixture, and them being at home as well. Arne Slot on Chelsea squad building approach. It's not up to me to say something about their approach. The only thing I saw is that they were already really successful in the second half of last season. And I think if the team does really well in the second half of the season, it's a good forecast for what you can expect from them next season. And then, and they even got some new players in, some very good players in, and they also brought in a very good manager. So that, for me, it's not a surprise that they just keep continuing the results that they had the second half of last season. And it's a young team, and I see a lot of them have long-term contracts, but I think they are in good place at the moment. So look, yeah, it is a work in progress, and it seems like match by match we are getting better, but by no means that we are a finished product as yet. We've got so much work that needs to be done. But yeah, I do get this sense, this belief that perhaps all the hardship of the last 2 years is finally, maybe we've turned a corner. I do need to see more consistency. So far, from the start of this season till now, it looks like just maybe we've probably turned a corner, and players look a little bit more mature. They speak more maturely. They don't get up to any shenanigans like the first 2 seasons. They look a lot more focused. So yeah, I do agree that the forecast is looking upwards, but let's see what happens. Hopefully we can be humble, and we can stay focused on keep on developing as the season goes on. Arne Slot, if you look at the quality they have, Chelsea, if I look at the way they play, they got a lot of criticism in recent years, but if you look at them where they are now, I think they are already a big fat for the top 3. I think they're already a big fat for the top 3, or big chance maybe top 4 position, and they will be in the upcoming years if they can continue bringing players in and keeping this squad in place. I agree. Look, we don't need to do too much in the upcoming look, I still believe we are. I think that's one of the remits of the owners, to do a lot of business in the transfer market, because one of our revenue streams is buying and selling players, and this is what we did last transfer window as well. We sold a lot of players, brought in a lot of players. I think we're going to similarly do that in the upcoming windows. However, we need to make sure we don't tinker with the first team squad. We can tinker with all these other on the side players that we want to make some quick money out of, or we want to send some players to Strasbourg, or some players on loan in general. But the first team, I just hope that we don't tinker that too much. We do add some solid players to build a squad, and remove the ones that we think are not suitable. So yeah, so far I feel like what Arne Slot has said, that if we continue in this manner and continue to keep growing, we just need to keep refreshing the team season in, season out. Emil Heskey, ladies and gentlemen, goes on to say, let me know, by the way, in the comment section what you felt about all the Arne Slot comments. Emil Heskey, having watched Enzo Maresca quite closely at Leicester last season when I was coaching there, I'm confident that he will be a success at Chelsea. I was impressed seeing him in action. He relentlessly in terms of implicating his style of play. He's relentless in terms of implicating his style of play. He expects total commitment and dedication from his players. he's got that at Leicester by winning the Championship and returning the club to the Premier League at the first attempt. He transformed the playing style at Leicester without sounding disrespectful to my old club. He's working with better players at Chelsea, and they should be able to get to grips with his methods and develop an even greater understanding of what he wants to do even quicker than the Leicester players did. Yeah, look, that's the idea. That's why he's been brought into Chelsea Football Club. That the achievement he's had with Leicester, and as Emil Heskey said, no disrespect to Leicester players, we've got far superior players, and you'd think that if he was to impose those same ideology that he had on Leicester to Chelsea Football Club with better players, that he will only get better results and quicker results. So once again, I agree, and as long as his fundamentals are kept and he doesn't do a madness like what Erik ten Hag was balling, right? This is just an example. He was balling at at Ajax, and the level of football they were playing over there was sensational. And then he was unable to transfer all of that to Man United, and now it's to a point where it's looking so horrible. He needs to go. I hope Enzo Maresca, all the good work that he's done at Leicester, he continues and holds on to those principles and brings it to Chelsea, which he has, and he continues to be in that working in that manner. And I hope that, look, yes, there are times I've seen Enzo Maresca. He's a lot more pragmatic than just simply holding possession, and that's fine. I'd rather you focus on results as opposed to just keeping possession for the sake of possession. But the fundamentals of his game needs to be always there, and we don't become this non-identity type of a team down the track. I hope we continue and become a team that everyone can recognize that, that is exactly how Enzo Maresca plays. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Merson. Chelsea have become better since that defeat to Manchester City in the opening weekend. So this is the real test. I expect goals in this game. I worry for Chelsea only because they're playing at Anfield. When Liverpool close teams down at Anfield, they really suffocate you. I think Virgil van Dijk can handle Nicholas Jackson. If Chelsea end up beating Liverpool's press, they can score. That's still a big challenge for the Blues, though. If Liverpool win, they start looking like genuine contenders. If Chelsea go to Liverpool and get a good result, we'll go, wow, this is good. Now, look, it's all set up nicely. It's for both parties get a win, and it's going to be a huge deal, huge deal. As Paul Merson said, if Liverpool do end up winning, then they're going to start believing that perhaps they can go for the title. And if we win, then we can start thinking that, hey, are we maybe more than just top four? Top four is definitely a big shout, but are we more than just top four? All of that conversation comes into fruition. Me personally, I think we're not ready for the title conversation as yet. But maybe we can push for the top four scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially earlier on with Carragher and Arne Slot, what they had to say about Chelsea. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya. Goodbye.